TikTok is a mixed bag of content in general, with some cool things and some not so cool things. This applies to scary videos as well, aka horror talk or whatever you want to call it. Whether it's a well put together animated short or a horrible AI voiceover, in this video we're going over good versus bad TikTok horror. The first example of good TikTok horror I wanted to mention would be the analog horror style doppelganger videos. Although these are older and peaked about a year or two ago, I still find them to be creepy, and if I see one at 3 AM, I'll definitely end up swiping away.
While we heavily discourage any form of contact or communication with an alternate, we make exceptions for attempts at executing them yourself.
Typically in these videos, it'll come with some kind of twist and then end with a distorted face playing off people's fears of the uncanny valley, which if you don't know what that is, it's the uneasy feeling you get when you see something that appears human, but not quite. These can get pretty creative, and if you like this style of horror, then I'd recommend checking those out.
If you see another person that looks identical to you, run away and hide.
Which brings us to our first bad example of TikTok AI horror content, urban legends. I don't know whether to call this cringy or just dumb content, probably both, but these videos usually contain an AI generated figure and an AI human voice that doesn't fit the character at all, which completely eliminates any scare factor that it's supposed to give off. It just comes off as cheesy.
We're the reason you should not come to Alaska. Hello, my name is Urban. I am one of the Ursenrot people. We live deep in the mountains of Yupik territory, in deep underground caves and lairs. We spend our days fishing and hunting.
I also have no idea why, that at the beginning of some of these clips, the AI always says, "Hello, my name is Urban." I think it's because the script is just so completely copy and pasted off of ChatGPT with no revisions. That should tell you the amount of work that goes into this. Absolutely nothing.
Unless we are interrupted, although we are little, we can still do terrible things to you. When any hunters come through and disturb these lands, we get very territorial. We will lure you off the pathway with strange sounds until they are completely lost. Then we will appear and offer you help, and if you accept, it will be the biggest mistake you ever make. We will take you deeper into the bush and tie you up in a tree. Then we will throw rocks at you, poke you, laugh at you, and leave you to the wild wolves and bears to return you to Mother Nature. So if you're ever in Yupik territory, be respectful and do not disturb our lands, and always remember.
And people in the comments like, "Oh, this is f***ing scary, shut up." And the worst part is, these videos get millions of views. It's just a talking image. AI is a very controversial topic recently, as many people absolutely want nothing to do with it and want it banished from existence. Meanwhile, other people use it for inspiration, for content, or to use AI generated images and videos that they claim as their own. Although I don't think it's fair to claim AI content as original, it can be used in intriguing ways, such as these analog horror style TikToks by Latent Places, and I think this can be used as a good example of TikTok AI horror. The creator basically comes up with a unique entity or cryptid for each state and makes it into an analog horror.
Spinal antennae. The appearance of these tall spine-like formations have been reported in Providence Harbor, Rhode Island. At first believed to be uniquely shaped coral colonies, ministry researchers have confirmed that the strange columns are in fact composed of osseous tissue. Bone marrow samples indicate the structures contain mammalian DNA and are living organisms. Oddly, ship operators have reported communication and navigation malfunctions when in the vicinity of the growths. The columns appear to be emitting high-powered VHF radio signals between 100 to 200 MHz. Ministry cryptographers are working to decode the transmissions. Researchers plan on conducting a subsea seismic survey in the area in order to further understand the origin, purpose, and energy source of the apparent antennae. In the meantime, vessels traveling through the harbor are encouraged to maintain a wide berth from the structures and to report the appearance of any new formations. This has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places.
This is a popular trend that started on Reddit that consists of a horror story condensed to 2 sentences, where the first sentence in the post is supposed to set up a scenario. And the second sentence is the plot twist that completely turns it upside down. However, these posts have since become saturated, which means many of them are just straight up bad and cringeworthy. This has also caused people to make parodies of the bad two-sentence horror posts, like so.
Finally, I'm all alone, I said to myself as I sat in my bedroom at midnight. No, you're not, said Knife Guy. I promised the devil every one of my future children in exchange for eternal youth. He started sucking and never stopped.
Our next entry is a creator that makes horror animations that typically play off the fear of something being under your bed or in the woods. My personal favorite are the ones that make me even more terrified of the ocean, and show the scale of a diver to a sea creature that's 100 times his size, which is terrifying because not only is it fear of the ocean, it's megalophobia, which is being scared of things that are way bigger than you. Some of these are animated pretty well, and some could use some work, but overall I enjoy the creativity and jump scares in these videos. This next one I've only seen a few times, and I featured it on my previous videos briefly, but that would be brain rot horror, attempted horror that depicts animations or characters such as Skibbity Toilet trying to make it scary, which this person has made it a series due to the fact that some people actually seem to enjoy it for some reason. I've never been a huge fan of trying to make every single current trend scary. It just doesn't quite work and often comes off as stupid.